Hello and welcome back to another episode of Strong Collectors Comics. My name is Jordan. I'm joined today, as ever, by my plucky co-host slash sidekick Dakota. And today we are talking about Blade coming into the MCU after we've been waiting for about 6 years. So we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on there, gotten some updates there. However, we also have another giveaway to be doing. And that is for X-Men Dakota issue
268.
268. And we didn't have a huge pool of entries in this one, only about 4. So sometimes, many times, when you enter, the odds can be in your favor. So we did a spinny wheel. Promise we did it. It's always random. But this time, our runner-up is Ed Allison. And our main prize winner is Secret Diz. So, Ed and Secret Diz, if you can send us an email with your information and we will get that collected for you. If we don't hear from our main winner within 7 days, then the prize goes to our runner-up. So please be doing that, and always keep an eye out on our videos because we randomly do giveaways. I love giving you guys stuff, so keep checking us out. But why wouldn't you? That said, Blade Talk, Dakota. So I'm going to paint
this is the guy that his voice showed up in the end of Eternals way back when, right?
That's right, yes, Mahershala Ali. So we had gotten the Blade announcement, I believe, back in 2019, that we were getting both a Blade movie. I think they'd said it's going to be rated R, and it was going to have Mahershala Ali, which is a pretty big get. Well-respected actor, a lot of Oscar, films and stuff he's been in, and I thought that was pretty cool. So then, yeah, we got the little tease in Eternals. Fast forward five years now, and they have still not started filming. So that has felt like that's been going on forever. I know there's the pandemic part of everything, but even then, I mean, they've had time to get that figured out.
Slowing them down too.
Yeah, and
I get what you're saying.
They've gone through like a small handful of both writers and directors that have been attached. Sounds like they've worked it out, and then something happened. They stop, they rewrite, go back to the drawing board. I think they were supposed to start shooting this summer, and we're doing some rewrites, and now it's going to be in the fall, supposed to be a start date. One rumor is that Mahershala Ali is kind of like, I've been waiting forever. Are you guys going to do this or not? Which I think would be not so good for them if you had that big of a star and then just left. I am curious, though, there have been rumors about what the story leaks have been. I never put too much stock in that personally. But I am curious to think, Dakota, how do you see Blade fitting in? Why has it taken so long? What do you hope they work out with all this stuff?
I mean, the one thing I worry about is this is all live action stuff. So whether it's Blade or the supporting cast as characters, they were cast, or at least he was 5 years ago, 5+ years ago. He's now 5 years older. We're not going to see this movie for another at least year. And then we're not going to get another movie and by that time it's the person you cast is now 10 years older than what they were, and
right,
the characters are people age, but the storyline is going to be I would assume much more this movie is today, this movie is next month, or something like that.
Right.
And I think it's kind of hard to keep those timelines when you keep pushing stuff back so far for everybody. I know they had problems with that with the Black Adam movie, where they had the kid and then there was so many reshoots and stuff, and by the end of it he was visibly older
right
from the beginning of the movie, and the movie only takes place over a day. So there's those issues that are going to be challenging. As far as Blade goes, I think he's kind of a deep cut of a character that most people don't know much about him, so they can really do whatever they want to. I don't know whether they would bring in Dracula as a character, because I know some people want the action figures of him, but I don't think. I mean, they've got all the DC vampire, or not DC. Well, I guess DC vampires, but then Marvel's doing their whole summer event of vampire stuff, so it kind of would have worked.
Everybody's a vampire.
Yeah, if you could have timed it up to be
honestly,
now.
Maybe they were trying to time it. They thought that movie would come out this summer 2 years ago, and then they're like, "Oh, let's do a big." Who knows? That's very possible, though. Yeah, I think the whole world of Blade and the supernatural and vampires, like that is a very cool corner of the MCU. And I think I almost wish like in the events leading up to Endgame, they might have been thinking about like, hey, let's have a Blade movie in the can. So like right out of the gate, you could have like Shang-Chi, this whole new like mystical realm, and then you have like Blade, which is this more horror, darker thing. And then you would like Werewolf by Night was very cool, and I think that's a cool vibe. But it's just like kind of taken a long time to roll all that stuff out. Where you could have been building like, okay, between big events, let's have a Dracula, does something, and all these guys got to team up, or whatever that might be. It could be a big, not a cosmic threat, but it's still a decently sized threat that you then start bringing in those kind of characters. But I loved Werewolf by Night. I think if Blade has that kind of vibe, would definitely be really cool. Just kind of getting into more of that, the darker tone, or like more of those supernatural things going on. I don't know, like some of the difficulty then, it's like, are they going to be like, now he's part of the Avengers? Like, I hope he would remain in his own kind of corner of the world.
I mean, I would hope they would have, like you said, like a team up of him, and I mean, it seems like he's going to have Black Knight be a part of it or something.
Yeah.
From that Eternals post-credit scene, put in Werewolf by Night, put in Man-Thing, and like that could be like a good little, monster-ish type
Midnight Suns, Legion of Monsters going on.
Yeah, maybe you get a Frankencastle in there sometime.
Hey. Yeah, and it's just like, but I think that takes a lot of, like, you need to adapt that in a way that the general audience is going to buy into that. Because even with vampires, like, I feel like in the post-Twilight era, it's very easy to be like, do the goofy vampire or like vampires as a joke. I think you could totally do it, but you would need to crack that tone of like, this is being taken seriously.
That vampire needs to bite somebody's head off, like
right away. There you go. Yeah, something like that. So I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see. I think you could definitely do some cool historical elements with Blade being a vampire. You could go into the past. Sure. You could maybe do a little dual storyline or something. I hope it comes together though, and I hope they manage to get it out. But I guess time will tell. Because
how long do you think it'll be until we start seeing rumors or leaks that the main bad guy is Mephisto? Because that's become my biggest pet peeve with Marvel conspiracy leaks or whatever. It's just everybody's like, oh no, the bad guy's going to be Mephisto. Ever since WandaVision, it's been Mephisto for everything. But so if anybody out there is like, oh, I got this leak for it, it's going to be Mephisto, I don't take that person seriously.
Dakota doesn't have time for that.
No.
Come to him when you got something real.
Right.
Substantial, as it were. That's what we got for you on our Blade Talk update. Please let us know below in the comments. How are you feeling about the Blade movie? Do you feel like it's been forever? Do you need to have been a vampire to have stayed as hopeful and young and full of energy as you were when you first heard about the Blade movie? Please, as always, be commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing. And until next time, as always, stay strong.